Oregon wide receiver Troy Franklin is my 60th ranked player in the 2024 draft class, 13th ranked receiver. He has a lot of potential, but some pretty major red flags, and I'd be worried about relying on him to be immediately productive in year one. As someone with limited cooking skills, I've always struggled to find healthy meals that taste good and don't take a long time to prepare, but Factor helps me avoid takeout and ordering in with delicious and nutritious, no-nonsense food that's ready quickly. Their meals come pre-prepared, ready to eat in 2 minutes, which is perfect for busy lifestyles. And if you want to try this out, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code ATOZFilm50 and get 50% off your first Factor box and free wellness shots for life. 2 free wellness shots from 3 available flavors for every order while you're an active subscriber. Troy Franklin had a very productive third year at Oregon, 81 receptions, 1,383 yards, 14 touchdowns. He ranked 6th in college football with 3.32 yards per route run. He had a 30-plus yard reception in 12 out of 13 games last season. Statistically, what he was able to do last year is extremely impressive. I do think when you watch his tape, there's a lot of empty calories with his production, a lot of big plays that resulted from coverage busts. He had that 84-yard touchdown against USC where it was just a simple glance route. The cornerback opened his hips to the sideline for no reason. Safety took a terrible tackling angle. He had a 30-yard touchdown against Washington where he just ran a go route in a straight line. It was quarters coverage. The outside corner didn't cover anyone. Against Washington State, there was a 34-yard touchdown that was just a scramble drill. He was completely uncovered. And there were 5 or 6 other big plays I had written down that weren't really that impressive on Troy Franklin's part. Every receiver is going to have a handful of plays that are like that, but I felt with Troy Franklin it was a lot more of a common occurrence. He has elite speed. Don't know what he's going to run in the 40, but he plays like a 4.3 athlete. At almost 6'2", he creates instant vertical separation, could outrun pretty much every corner in the Pac-12, but he's listed at 187 pounds. On tape, he looks rail thin, and as we'll get into, that lack of size negatively impacts a lot of aspects of his game. So for a deep threat, the first box that they need to check is the top end speed. Troy Franklin absolutely has that. The next thing I look for is their ability to beat press coverage. And with Troy Franklin, there's a lot to like there. He has very refined footwork at the line of scrimmage. He's got a more diverse release package than you usually see for a college deep threat. His most effective release is the walk release, which he uses against soft shoe press. So soft shoe press is where you're in a press alignment, probably 2 to 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, but you're not punching early. You're giving the receiver some space to work, letting them declare their release, and then you make contact. And Troy Franklin just torches soft shoe press. The walk release is where he's kind of creeping up slowly, attacking that space. He's taking some elongated kind of skip steps to get right up into their frame, and then he has that instant acceleration to blow past their outside hip, reach top speed, and create vertical separation. I was also impressed with his quickness and fluidity at the line of scrimmage. He's able to win an inside release against inside leverage press. He can cover a lot of ground quickly, win that leverage, and create separation off the line of scrimmage. But against better, more aggressive press corners that were able to punch early, I thought he really struggled against press. He doesn't really have the play strength to power through physical press coverage, and in the NFL, I think that's what he's going to see a lot more frequently than soft shoe press. When he's going up against competent NFL press corners that have the recovery speed to turn and run with him down the field, they're not going to give him all that space at the line of scrimmage. A lot of the Pac-12 corners he was facing just had no chance of keeping up with him vertically, so they were giving him a lot of favorable looks to win over the top. I don't think he's going to see that as often in the NFL. And then I also thought his lack of size was an impediment as a route runner. He really struggled to fight through physical man coverage, win separation when the cornerback was in phase. He's a player that has to get those early wins to really create much separation. He's definitely more of a linear straight line athlete, but I wouldn't call him a stiff route runner. In and out of his breaks, he does need probably 1 or 2 more gather steps than you'd like to see, but I thought he flashed the ability to accelerate out of horizontal breaks. Most of his wins in the NFL, like in college, are going to be on the vertical plane, but I think he can be somewhat effective running a dig or a glance route. But his ability to throttle down, sink his hips on a stop route, I thought was below average. There's a lot of deep threat corners coming out that are much worse at cutting off those curls and comebacks. attacks, but Troy Franklin isn't someone that can just sink his hips and cut off those routes instantly. He does do a good job working back to the football and continuing to establish separation out of those breaks. But my biggest concern with Troy Franklin is the ball skills or lack thereof. He had 9 drops in 2023, 10% drop rate. He catches with his body on anything within 20 yards. That results in a lot of drops. And then deep down the field, when he does have to hands catch, his ball tracking was very disappointing. He has a really hard time locating the football. A lot of plays where it just goes straight through his hands. Sometimes he doesn't even make contact. Based on this 2023 tape, I'm just very worried about his ability to catch the ball consistently. He only had 2 drops in 2022, so there is a chance that 2023 was an outlier, but judging the process just with how often he's letting the ball hit his chest, it's hard to feel too confident that that's going to improve in the NFL. And then I also don't think he projects as a great contested catch receiver. His lack of size and play strength is a hindrance here. He can't really box defenders out at the catch point and establish catch space. On quick slants, he lets corners restrict his space and shield him from the ball, and he also struggles to secure difficult catches over the middle while he's getting hit. So if Troy Franklin had better ball skills, I'd probably have him as a top 40 player, and if that's something that improves in the NFL, this will definitely be an evaluation I was wrong about. He's a young player, exactly 21 years old at the time I'm recording this video, and he's improved every year of his career, so there's reason to expect that he can continue to improve. I just think it's a pretty major risk at this point. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any NFL draft prospects that you'd like me to cover, and if you want to see my full draft board as an interactive filterable table, I've got that up at A to Z sports.com. The link to that is in the description.